Hi, this is our next lesson on unfolding Indian history, and today we're going to cover non-corporation movement which happened between 1920 to 1922. By the end of this video, I will try to cover all the aspects of non-corporation movement, and you will get to know when it happened, how it happened, who all were part of it, and what led to non-corporation movement. Let's try to begin with understanding the meaning of non-corporation. So non-corporation, non means negation, nada, nothing, and corporation is collectively doing something to achieve a common goal. But when we say non-corporation, it means refusal. It can be refusal to ideologies, especially in the form of protest. So like all protest, it requires massive support. Support of the masses is very important to achieve success in any protest. So let's try to understand what fueled protest against British colonial rule. What was wrong with Britishers that people of India gathered together to have a non-corporation movement. Let's understand from the backdrop of history of Britishers in India. So Britishers came to India, and this was the map how it looked when Britishers were here before the independence. There was no Pakistan, there was no Bangladesh. Britishers came to India in roughly in 16th century as East India Company, and they were here to trade with us. But during trade, they had hard negotiation with our princes because India was a princely state. So they started ruling us as well. So first account of ruling of Britishers in India was 1757, and they were exploiting us. But it took us 100 years to have the first resistance to their rule. It was in 1857 when the revolt of 1857, which is popularly called as Mutiny of Sepoy, which happened, and it started in Meerut. It did happen in all parts of India, but it was all fragmented. It was the impact was not much, and it was very small. But the significant part of it took place in Meerut. From Meerut, it went to Lucknow. But as soon as it reached Lucknow, the Meerut one died. And then the sepoys turned to Delhi. The ruler of Delhi was Bahadur Shah Jafar, and they asked for his support. They asked him to support and become their leader for fight against Britishers. He, being old, couldn't do much. So as we can see, the spark of independence started in 1857. But all those revolts were fragmented. Britishers were ruling for almost 100 years, 200 years. Now, 200 years back, they came as traders, but they were ruling us for 100 years. And it was 100 years to have first resistance. So by then, and also it did not spread to all sections of society. There was no leader to unite all of India. So this is where the struggle for independence became active when Mahatma Gandhi came in 1905. It was after 48 years of first resistance when he came back. In between, a lot of things happened. A lot of small protests took place. Congress was formed. When Gandhi came in, he was popular for his achievement in South Africa, and he joined Congress. He traveled across India, the length and breadth, to understand it. And after 12 years, he started his first agitation, first active agitation, which was his first Satyagraha in 1917 in Champaran. This first Satyagraha was against economic exploitation of the farmers who were forced to grow indigo, which was not good for the fertility of the soil, and they were also levied high taxes. So this led farmers to poverty, and they were not able to survive. Gandhi protested for their betterment. He got some success, but soon Gandhi was arrested and the movement died. But Gandhi became very active after this. He got bail, and within 1 year, he came back with the second and the third Satyagraha. The second Satyagraha was in Kheda, which is in Gujarat, and this was against the taxes to the farmers who had a drought year. They did not had any crops in those years. There was no rain, and they were still asked for double taxes. In Ahmedabad, the protest was against the wages of the mill worker who were working at a very low wage. So Gandhi protested, and he got some success. Britishers agreed to his demand. So once he agreed, those satyagrahas were successful and they died. But now these satyagrahas were becoming frequent. They were frequent, and they were having a widespread impact, wider impact than all the previous revolts. So what was common in all the revolts and all the satyagraha happened till since the Britishers started ruling us? They were all against the common economic exploitation, because Britishers were here to trade, and they exploited us for more than 200 years. All the revolts and satyagrahas had limited regional impact. They were short-lived and they had fragmented leadership. But the protests were getting frequent and were successful. So, what was the outcome of satyagraha? Because of the frequent success of satyagrahas and the frequent protests, Britishers came up with way to tackle those revolts. They came up with the Rowlatt Act, which allowed them to arrest anyone and put it in jail for 2 years for carrying out any activity against the British government. They started putting up martial law in all the sensitive area of India. Under the martial law, the police and army got empowered to shoot anyone for any activity against the government. Using martial law, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened. It was a peaceful day of 13 April in 1919. It was a day of Baisakhi, and when women, children, they all gathered in a small garden of Amritsar to celebrate Baisakhi. General Dyer went with his 45 men and ordered an open fire on the peaceful gathering. It led to the killing of more than 1,000 innocent people. This was the tipping point of all the rage and anger against the Britishers. Britishers were now killing Indians, innocent Indians as well. Coupled with the Khilafat movement, which was a global movement, and in India, it was being led by Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. All the Muslims globally were protesting against Britishers because they killed their beloved king. So, Gandhi got support for non-cooperation movement for 1920, and Jallianwala Bagh became the tipping point. The continuous rage and continuous economic separation led to the widespread popularity of non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation, as we know, refusal. They were refusing everything about Britishers. All classes of people were joining it. The rich class, they were funding it. The landlords, under the leadership of Baba Ramchandra, they were there. The tribals, under the leadership of Alluri Sitaram Raju, and the farmers, they all joined in the protest. Let us look at the characteristics of non-cooperation movement. It was basically about boycotting everything. Boycott jobs, boycott British-made goods, boycott institutes, be it school, courts, everything. Return the title and awarded by the Britishers, start domestic production, development of economic harmony. Gandhi came the concept of charkha. He asked people to grow their own food and weave their own clothes so that we don't have to buy anything from Britishers. And this will also uplift the economy of the farmers. But all this self-rule, Swaraj, has to happen non-violently. He was totally against non-violence, and this is what became the reason for calling off, which I will come in the next slide. So this is one of the posters which Congress came up with during the non-cooperation movement. So the Congress used to ask people to come and participate in public meeting and bonfire where they're going to burn the foreign clothes. So such was the impact. Chori Chora incidents. So from 1920 to 1922, non-cooperation movement was very successful. It was getting more powerful. But the Chori Chora incidents happened in Gorakhpur, near Chori Chora, which is near Gorakhpur, on 4th February 1912, when the protesters had a clash with police and they set the police station on fire, which led to the killing of more than 22 policemen. Gandhi was very disappointed with this act and he called off the movement. So this was totally against his ideology, and he did not want to build an India which got his freedom because of the violence. So, despite having short-lived, non-cooperation movement had a significant impact on the struggle for independence. It led to the downfall of the British economy. It led to the upliftment of working class, and it influenced the next generation freedom fighters as well. So that's all we have for non-cooperation movement. If you liked our video, please leave your comment and subscribe to our channel so that we keep giving you such wonderful videos. Thank you.